I'm sorry. Wasn't really listening. What did you say? Even if you don't say that out loud, how many times has this been you? Somebody's talking to you and you find yourself distracted. You're thinking about something else, you're checking your phone or your email, or thinking about what you're gonna say next. Got you on that last one, didn't I? We all do it. We're so preoccupied with what we want to say or how we want to come across that we don't really hear what the other person's saying. It's like all we really want is a sounding board rather than an actual conversation. Listening has become a lost art in our society, which sucks because it can actually help you in every way in your life. It can foster communication and understanding with your family, your friends, and the people you work with. It's really one of the most important skills you have. We use listening to get information, to understand something, for enjoyment. We listen to learn new things. With the amount of listening that we do, you think we'd be really good at it, but most of us aren't. Research suggests that we only remember between 25 and 50% of what we hear. Kind of pathetic. So the next time you're talking to your spouse, your boss, colleagues, or friends, know that you're only paying attention to half of what they're saying. And it's ditto when you're talking to somebody. They're not hearing what you're saying. You hope you're getting the important parts, but what if you're not? So learning to listen better, it's a skill that we could all improve on. The better listener you are, the more productive you can be at work. You can also get better at influencing or persuading people. And even more important, you can get better at avoiding conflict. The most important relationships in your personal life, they can be improved. So how do we go about being better listeners? Well, first, we can practice what's called active listening. It's where you make a conscious effort to hear not only the words being said to you, but more importantly, the entire message that's being conveyed. Look them in the face and listen very carefully. Listen to their inflections, the tone of their voice, and look at their expressions. And don't let yourself get bored or lose focus. And I know that's not always easy, especially if the person talking to you is boring or a dry ball.
Oh, please stop blinking. I can't stand the excitement.
Also, acknowledge them. Nod your head, smile, or say, uh-huh. Let them know that you're tuned in to what they're saying. This may sound like duh, right? But think about the times when you've been talking to somebody and you could tell that they weren't really listening. You felt like you were talking to a brick wall or a teenager. Ask them an occasional question or interject something. It lets them know that you are paying attention. Also, put your phone away or look away from your laptop. That long list of stuff to do or distracting thoughts, it can wait. Just put it aside for a moment. And don't mentally prepare what you're about to say. Thinking about your rebuttal stops you from really hearing them. And here's a big, don't interrupt. It's a big one. Don't interrupt. We all do it. I'm really terrible about that myself. But it's very frustrating for the person who's talking. Although I do have a caveat here. You do not have to subject yourself to epic monologues. If you can tell you're just there as a sounding board, you have my permission to cut it short. Really listening to somebody, it's a sign of respect and creates understanding between people. You learned that in kindergarten, remember? Treat others the way that you want to be treated. If you want people to hear you, you need to hear them too. Everyone's different with different experiences and different ways of thinking. We all have different dreams and expectations. And while the world will never be perfect, we can at least go that extra mile in trying to understand one another. Listen up, and you will find yourself one foot further on the road to happiness. Please comment. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. In the meantime, I hope you find you're happy.